as long as everyone's self-contained down here, they're fine with it. And this is the police station right here. This is the Skid Row police station, and here's drug addicts right here, right across the street.
They're doing drugs right here.
They're doing them right here, yeah.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be doing a priority request by someone named Mavidello. So I recently mentioned something about Skid Row in one of my reaction videos because, like, you know, the homeless situation here is just absolutely insanity. So Mavidello wants me to react to Inside Skid Row with Soft White Underbelly's Mark Laita. It says right here, Skid Row in Los Angeles is notorious for open air drug usage, tents on the streets, and crime. Today we meet up with Mark Laita, the creator behind the YouTube channel Soft White Underbelly, to get a better understanding of why people fall victim to the streets, why most won't leave, and what's the solution to the growing problem in American cities. So, as always, you can find a link to the original video in that description section down below. While you're heading down there, hit that like button. That would be awesome. And we're going to go ahead and check this out. And we're going to check out Inside Skid Row. I have seen some videos on Skid Row before. It's pretty terrifying. It's crazy. And I'm glad I live nowhere near that, to be honest with you.
If we get shot at, we'll just run.
You're well known in these parts. What's the story with this street?
Crack related.
It was way worse than this.
Much worse, yeah.
Everybody, to a certain extent, they're all lonely. Lonely inside, lonely mentally.
This is the Skid Row police station, and here's drug addicts right here. It was easy for me. Had great role models, had great opportunities. These people had none of that. A lot of people are addicted to the streets.
I'm addicted to the wildness.
I've had guns pulled on my face. I've been conned and robbed every which way you can imagine.
Okay, so I guess that guy sounds like the guy in the white shirt used to be homeless because he said I had opportunities, you know, this and that. And it's crazy, you know, it's like right by the police station. And they're just out there openly using drugs and stuff, which are illegal. I don't understand how it got to this point, but maybe we're going to find out today.
You want me to get a job and shower and get dressed and pay taxes and all that shit? Fuck that. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to fix these people that are broken. And I don't even know if that'll work. It's controversial, but I think about this a lot.
You have to change the way you think before you can make better decisions.
I hope this music doesn't give me a copyright claim. There is links down below to support the channel, by the way.
All right, guys, here we are downtown Los Angeles, downtown Skid Row, 6th Street, here with Mark Laita. Many of you...
Laita. I was pronouncing it Laita for some reason. Sorry about that.
You know Mark from his YouTube channel, Soft White Underbelly. Mark gets into people's stories, those living on the fringes, drug addicts, prostitutes, gang members, and C-Note, who knows the streets really well down here. We're gonna walk around. We're gonna get an understanding from Mark and C-Note about the homeless, and Corey's over there on the bike.
These guys know Skid Row as well as anybody. Everybody makes a big deal about how we need to fix homelessness. In LA, it looks really awful, right? You have homeless people living all over the city, right. Even in some really expensive, really nice neighborhoods. But I don't believe the problem is homelessness at all, because if you peel back the layers, you've got drug addiction behind the homelessness.
Okay.
Like all these people are drug addicts. You have a hard time finding some that aren't. So then you say, oh, the problem is drugs. Like Nancy Reagan said, the problem isn't drugs. So you peel back another layer, and then it's mental illness behind that.
Okay.
And then you can say, oh, the problem is mental illness, but what causes that? So you peel back another layer, and you've got the childhood trauma, the broken families, all that kind of stuff that people went through.
And the drugs. I think the drugs makes that mental illness situation worse, for sure, because they're out there, they're not eating right. They're certainly not sleeping right, and all they're doing all day long is the little bit of money they do get, they spend on drugs. That's not healthy. So it's going to create more mental illness.
When people say just give people homes, you're saying that's not a solution, or that's part of a solution, or what do you think?
Well, no, I mean, it provides a little bit of stability for people, right. And that's not a bad thing, right? But like up in North Hollywood, they built these like mini homes for people. They provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's basically free housing.
Yeah.
Like they've been giving people free housing here. You know, this building is full of drug addicts,
that's
basically.
All free.
Is the one guard free? C-Note? Yeah, so it's basically free housing for people, and there's lots of that down here.
But all it is just a place that people just sit in there and do drugs all day, though. So it's like, what are you really doing? You're just giving somebody a place to do drugs. They're not actually trying to improve their life if they're just in there smoking crack all day. I don't understand.
Or it's like, $50 a month or something like that.
What about drug rehab? Isn't that going on down here too? Or?
Yeah, I mean, there's that. The problem with rehabs is there to do it right, I think, is tremendously expensive, like hundreds of thousands a year, I would think.
Per person?
Per person, yeah.
Don't film down here. If the camera's pointing at us, is it all right? Or we don't care?
It'll be all right. If we get shot at, we'll just run.
Zito, what's the story with this street?
Crack related.
Crack related. Okay.
Yeah, certain like San Pedro where we just crossed, that's all spice. You can find some other drugs too, but 99% of it is spice.
This international theme going on here. Vote.
Yeah, this street is mainly crack. There's other areas that are fentanyl.
So you're saying.
So each street, I guess birds of a feather flock together. If you're into fentanyl, you go on that street. If you're into crack, you go on that street. That's just insane. Insane.
Each street takes on its own identity.
Oh yeah.
Drugs.
Yeah.
The surface is housing. You peel back, you peel back, you peel back. Basically, it's upbringing. Is that what it comes down to?
I mean, with the broken families, you can boil that down to like poverty or the greed of the rich, and you you just keep peeling back the layers. But when you get to the very bottom of it all, I think it's just loving each other. It's just love.
Right.
Love is the answer to all this kind of stuff. Like LA is putting people up in housing. I think they're just doing that just to make it look better.
Okay.
Because it's embarrassing. You come.
Yeah, but does it really fix anything though? No, it does not. And for all my European viewers, welcome to the real America. This is how it is in some of these cities.
Come to LA and there's homeless people everywhere in front of your nice house. So that makes it really embarrassing, right? So if you put them all in housing, then it looks better. Here's a block that's full of tents, and this is how all of Skid Row used to be.
Okay.
Now there's probably 40% of the tents are gone because these people are in housing.
It was way worse than this.
Much worse, yeah.
That's
At
crazy.
a street level, it's actually looking.
Oh, it looks
better
it's much better right now.
But that's Skid Row, Santa Monica, where I'm staying. It's worse than I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I don't think they have the same housing there, and a lot of people that left here, or maybe got housing or got kicked out, maybe they relocated to Santa Monica or Venice or North Hollywood or Hollywood.
So is it fair to say, though, there are different types of homeless, those that have the drug issues like you're saying?
And then mental illness is a huge part of it.
Mental.
I mean,
some people honestly fall hard on their luck, though.
Man, how tall you is?
6'4". How tall you is?
Hey, I'm 6'4" too.
See, I mean, a lot of the problem is also education. So because that guy's probably not going to get a job at a fast food restaurant or anywhere else, hardware store, because he can't really speak intelligently, then it's just going to make his life harder. So the opportunity inequalities, the education inequalities, the poverty, the broken families, the broken homes, all that stuff leads to the mental illness, which leads to the drug addiction, which leads to homelessness.
You're well known in these parts.
Not everywhere. I mean, some people, you've seen some people say hi to me. There's like an endless supply of people for me to interview here. I could do this for the rest of my life and never run out. There's new people coming in. I'm right down the street from the Greyhound bus station. There's more people coming all the time.
You've been down here 20 years, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk on camera? Is that cool? Is there a hierarchy, like someone's in control of one street, someone's in control of another street, or?
I don't know, but I can't talk about that.
Okay.
A lot of things can't be talked about.
Yeah. Is there like a connectivity? Is there a family element to it?
We all family.
Brotherhood.
We all family around here.
It's one big dysfunctional family.
Yeah, basically. Basically.
So you never go lonely in Skid Row?
Never. Everybody, to a certain extent, they're all lonely. That's why they're down here, more or less. Lonely inside, lonely mentally. You know what I mean? It's an element of a lot of things. That's why people down here, it's just not drug use. And the drug use is just a way of escape, or not really deal with the issues that's going on in here.
Right.
And in here,
there's no easy solution, obviously, but
the solution is up to the individual, because I can't make a decision for the next individual. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Gotcha.
Ultimately, they have to make their own decisions within themselves. You know what I mean? To either deal with the issues or not to deal with it. You know, this is the result of not dealing with it. Same with me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of issues I have, I choose not to deal with. So I choose to run around here and act retarded. It's just a temporary fix. This kind of makes the issue even worse. So
how often do you use? If I may ask.
I don't know, every other day, maybe every day. Depends on my mood.
Is fentanyl really come in?
Yeah, fentanyl came in here and just destroyed everything. You know, it's killed a lot of my friends. So
I'm sorry, man.
it's like
A lot of that fentanyl is being brought over with the open border policy that Biden has, just allowing all these illegal immigrants to cross. You know, there's terrorists coming across. I mean, sure, there's a lot of good people that have legitimate claims to asylum, you know, families with kids that just want a better life. You know what I mean? I completely understand that. But you got these open borders where people are bringing in, like, there's terrorists, like they catch terrorists at the border. They catch fentanyl. They catch all sorts of stuff at the border. But it's a catch and release program that they have right now. And it's like they're getting bus tickets to all these other cities, which is creating more homelessness. And it's just sad. I personally think that Biden is a domestic terrorist. That's, you know, and I'm probably going to get demonetized for saying that, but it is what it is. Real reactions here, guys. This is me. No sugarcoating anything. You get what you get. You know what I mean? I don't put on no show. When the camera's on, this is the same me that you'd see in everyday life.
Like people that don't even use fentanyl or heroin, some people, they be mistaking it for crack and smoking it and dying and just all kind of crazy stuff. So.
Sad.
Mark, I'm gonna clip you up.
You know, and it's crazy that this right here is an improvement. It used to be worse than this. Like, how could it be worse than that? You don't see this like that in Europe, man. Like, sad.
Hey, I didn't recognize you.
Some pungent smells coming through. So
Yeah,
no toilets around here, right?
Yeah, the smells are pretty horrible.
Pretty hardcore.
I don't bring my shoes into the house. I leave them.
Where do people go number 2?
In the bathrooms.
Where are the bathrooms?
Paint bucket.
Oh,
Yeah, buckets, corners, baskets. Ooh, they don't.
There's that one woman that does it right here. She'll do it right here, right in front of you.
Yeah.
right.
Just take a dump.
Yeah. And then we got the refresh center right here, where they can take showers, wash your clothes, use the bathroom, and all that type of stuff.
There's showers over here.
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
Yeah, they call it the refresh spot.
Okay.
And you can go there, take a shower. You can charge your phone. You can do your laundry. For my project, I was going to Appalachia. Like I started doing that like a year or two ago.
Okay.
Trying to get away from all the drug stories. I'm not that interested in drugs.
Okay.
But I'm down here on Skid Row, and every story is involving drugs. So it looks like I'm a drug channel. So I wanted to get away from that. So I figured, you know, I know about Appalachia. Let me go there and get some like interesting stories. But I go there, and it's like 99% drug stories there.
Jeez.
It's even worse than here. And they're not able to do anything about it. Here you've got the missions that are giving free clothing. You know, Los Angeles is a wealthy city. A lot of people are donating nice clothing. That's why you see these interviews with people that are dressed really well on my channel.
Right.
But they're homeless. They're as broke as you can imagine. And then the missions provide, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Right.
And there's all kinds of other services, mental health, all that kind of stuff is available here. But in other parts of the country, they don't have any of that stuff. If you were homeless and drug addicted, wouldn't you rather be in California where it's 42 degrees at night rather than Chicago, which is
So it's attracting people.
10 degrees?
It's attracting people from all over the country?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, it's great to give out the free meals and all that kind of stuff, but at the same time, it is attracting people. It's only going to make the problem worse because they're enabling it. They're literally enabling it. Like he said, wouldn't you rather be there homeless than somewhere else? Like, fortunately, I'm not homeless, but if I was, maybe, you know, it's like maybe I would want to go somewhere that's got free food and all these benefits, you know? So it's like attracting people because they're like, oh, I can just go there, live in a tent, and not have to do anything. I'll be provided for. It just makes the problem worse. It's not a solution.
I think so, yeah. I've heard many, many stories of people like, how'd you get here? Well, the police department in my city kicked me out and put me on a one-way ticket to LA on a Greyhound bus. I've been here for 12 years.
Yeah.
And I don't see it getting any better. You know, with fentanyl, it seems to be even worse. More people dying.
Right.
The homeless community is bigger. You know, it's more spread out over the city. You know, 12 years ago, it wasn't in Santa Monica and Venice like it is today.
Mark, in your content, you've shot thousands of videos. You're super prolific.
4,000 so far.
4,000, okay.
Jeez.
In my content, which I've done a small fraction of that, we go into a lot of issues in society.
Yep.
One thing I find is I don't really ever offer many solutions. I try, but you know, it's easier to show the problem than to show the solution.
Yeah. Here's a great way to look at it. Here on Skid Row, I would say 90 to 95% of these stories of these people came from homes where dad was in prison, mom was on drugs. And they had no role models. They had nobody to look up to and say, wow, I'm going to be like him one day.
Right.
Like I did.
Right.
I could have been a doctor, a lawyer, could have been anything. But through my mom, I met somebody who was a photographer, and it was like, oh my God, I want to do that. And I did it. It was easy for me. Had great role models, had great opportunities, had a great education, had a stable household. These people had none of that. And until they get that, not these people, but their kids or maybe their kids' kids, nothing's going to change.
Okay, so maybe he wasn't actually homeless. It just sounded like that in the beginning. But man, maybe I'm not providing enough reaction to this. Maybe it's going to turn into like more of a watch party. I don't know, but it's just shocking, really. I mean, it's just, I don't know what to say.
So that's what has to happen. I made an intro to my channel where I said the government is the answer, but I don't even know if the government's going to do it. I almost think you and I have to do it.
The government's making things worse. The open border policy, they're just letting, there's been over 8 million illegal immigrants into the country, plus a bunch that they call the gotaways, the ones that they haven't even got, that just sneak across and nobody, I don't know how they got the numbers on those, but catch and release. They catch them, and then they just ship them off, free bus ticket to any city in the United States. New York's facing it. Chicago's facing it. Clearly Skid Row. In Los Angeles, the government is adding to the problem, for sure.
I'm showing it, but I'm not doing it.
Well, I mean, that's one way of doing it. Like, my job is, I can't take the responsibility of helping each of the 4,000 people I've interviewed. And if I only, let's say I help those 4,000, what about the 40 other thousand that are out here that I didn't interview?
Right.
They don't get my help. so I can't possibly help 4,000 anyway. So I can create the awareness like you're doing of the problem, and perhaps somebody else can take the job of maybe helping them get stable, and someone else can help them with the food, and someone else can help them with education, and as a society we can probably make some changes.
It's not just a money problem.
Well, I mean, money is always a huge factor in all these kind of things. It's a complicated problem, and I don't think it's an easy fix. And human nature is to go, let's just find the easy solution to this person. Just get a job and stop doing the drugs. It's a much deeper problem. It's going to require a lot of understanding, and that's what I'm hoping to do in my videos. I think you're doing it with yours. And that'll open up our minds a little bit, and then maybe we can do something to solve the problem. But it's not going to be just like, oh, we just need to provide housing like LA is doing. It's violent down here. There's people getting killed all the time.
Like, if we didn't have C-Note here, would it be a different story?
At night, I wouldn't want to do this with you. Two white guys walking down here at night I've had guns pulled on my face. I've been conned and robbed every which way you can imagine. Over the years, I've learned how to avoid those situations. Okay. And I've gotten better at that. But I find these stories fascinating and interesting. I also feel like if we're ever going to change it, we're going to have to understand it. And I'm helping facilitate that. I've learned a lot by doing these talks, and I think if you watch my channel regularly, you'll learn a lot about how things work or how things are not working.
Yeah, go check out Soft White Underbelly's channel, the guy in the white shirt. Yeah, this is definitely eye-opening. Like, I've seen some videos on Skid Row and stuff, but not like a full-on walkthrough like this. Like, I don't even know what to say, guys.
A very good friend of mine who I've known for decades, she reminded me when she saw what I was doing with this channel. So it's funny because I remember going out to dinner with you once, and we were at a street corner in the car. We were in traffic and stopped at a red light, and there was a homeless guy out there panhandling. And I just mumbled underneath my breath, like, just get a job. And she reminded me that I said that. And I don't doubt that I said it. I mean, I still have those thoughts today with some of these people. But when you hear the most horrific stories you can imagine about their childhood. I had a woman come up to me, and I said, I'll just kind of have them run through their story a little bit so I get to know what their story about is before I bring them in. And she goes, well, I was molested by my dad when I was 10 years old. And I had his child when I was 11.
Ugh.
That's not a good thing.
No.
I don't care how you slice it. That's a hell of a way for a young girl to grow up. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to fix these people that are broken. And I don't even know if that'll work. I spend every dime I make on this channel helping people like that, but I think it's a waste of money ultimately, because if you really want to make a difference,
a lot of this
constantly.
Make a difference, what?
That's what you hear in the background of my videos all the time. If you want to make a difference, I think the way to do it is to think long term. Maybe help their kids or their kids' kids, and the way to do that would be stabilize the households in these poorer communities, around the country, not just LA. I mean, I'm talking nationwide and probably worldwide.
Right.
And that'll help the family stay together. You know, why is dad in prison? Because he had to do something illegal to make some money. And why is mom on drugs? Well, she was probably, you know.
Why couldn't you do something legal to make money?
He doesn't have an education.
Okay.
He didn't have any opportunities. He didn't see any role models of things that you could do to make money. He just saw, you know, you hear it in my interviews all the time. I just, you know, the only thing they ever saw were, you know, drug dealers, gang members, pimps, and some kind of.
If this is your father, and this is what you see as a kid.
Yeah. How are you going to become a doctor or a lawyer? I know it happens. I am sure there are stories where that has happened, but those are the exception.
The oversimplified solution to a super complex issue would be get the kids, basically go in hard on the resources with the kids.
That's my opinion on how to solve the problem.
You can change that cycle, and maybe 20 years you'll start to see some results out of that.
That's what I believe, but I don't think that trying to fix all these poor broken people on the streets is going to amount to anything good.
It costs what to me. Take a picture of me.
So I mean, I understand these people need help, but the only people I've seen really help themselves or really improve their situation, especially when they're addicted, are the people who just silently and quietly did it by themselves. Right. There have been a few people that I've interviewed who just disappeared. And I get in touch with them, and they like, so what's going on? Oh, I went back to Chicago, where he was from. Alex, one of the guys I interviewed early on, he got into a program, and he stopped using fentanyl, which is like the hardest drug to stop using. But he did it. He didn't do it because I gave him a ton of money. He didn't do it because somebody, you know, his family probably helped him. I'm sure they did.
To.
What's a D-Day?
A decision-making day. Sometimes you just have a decision-making day where, you know what, I'm going to decide to do this, or I'm going to decide to do this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it is you have to change the way you think, you know what I mean, before you can make better decisions.
Have you ever had a D-Day?
I have D-days every day.
Every day?
Every day.
But you're still on Skid Row.
Yeah, because I haven't made a decision to leave here. You know what I mean? I have to change my thinking, the way I think a little bit every day.
Are you scared to be somewhere else?
No, never.
But a lot of people are addicted to the streets.
Yeah.
They love it down here. You give them an opportunity to leave. You give them housing, you give them a car, you give them a job, you give them everything they need.
It's the wildness. I'm addicted to the wildness.
And they come back here.
I'm addicted to the wildness. It's like I can wild out if I want to. If I wild out, you know, and we say regular land, it's consequences.
It's a lack of responsibility that's attractive. It's the freedom. I don't have to get up and do anything today except get my fix and screw off for a day. And that's every day. And once you've been doing that for a long time, then it's like, oh, you want me to get a job and get a haircut and shower and get dressed and go to work and all that and pay taxes and all that shit? That. Casino is not your typical person down here because he is a little more of an upstanding citizen than most, right? Yeah. You do have a roof over your head. You see at one of the hotels here.
So I could see a lot of these people, if you put them in a one-bedroom in Santa Monica,
they're going to come back.
They're going to come
right back.
They're going to be bored, right?
They're going to come right back. It's like, you know, I hear this a lot from the women, the people that work with sex trafficked women.
Right.
And you get them out, and you protect them, you give them everything they need to get their lives together, and they run back to their pimp. Why would they do that? Because they don't believe they deserve anything better.
No, they don't have that sense of being needed.
There's that too, yeah.
Purpose?
I have a family, so I have to keep going for them. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I can totally all the way give up, but then what that's gonna do?
Gotcha. You got kids?
Yes.
Okay. How many?
9.
9?
Jeez.
Wow, you're prolific.
I've been married, you know what I'm saying? I had 3 from my first girlfriend and 3 from my wife. Then like when we was in between those, I had a couple of them, you know what I'm saying? So a couple girlfriends, but all of my relationships my kids come from long-time relationships. It's not that I was.
Where are your kids now? They're down here?
Yeah, they're here.
Okay.
That's sad.
They're not down here, but they're in LA.
Oh, they're in LA.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
No, as I said before, it's human nature to want to oversimplify the solution.
Right.
And just like LA is finding housing for people, and that's going to fix the homelessness problem. Well, the problem still exists. It's just they're in boxes now.
Well, technically, they now have a home, so it's homelessness problem is fixed.
Yeah, that's right. But these people they're still drug addicted. They're still broken people. They're still traumatized. They're still not healed from that.
He's a good guy, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got a good reputation down here.
Don't do drugs, people. Come on. It will ruin your life. I don't even know what to say here, guys. I know it's a reaction channel. At least what I can do is help spread awareness. You know, open people's eyes that normally didn't know that this is existing down here. You know, they show America on the TVs and stuff as like this great place, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, if you're watching from Europe, you know, you probably know about like, you know, Americans aren't culturally educated, like as far as the world goes and stuff like that. But this is the kind of stuff that they don't really show you. So here's your chance to see it, I guess.
For a white guy, that's rare. You know, you're not going to solve these problems. You're not going to fix what's broken in these people with money or even rehab. You see how often people relapse. So there's no guarantee that these people will get better if you give them all the helps, all the tools they need to get better. But if you raise the kids well and you love them and you give them the opportunities and the role models to live a better life, then most likely they'll have a better chance of that. But here's another thing that is controversial, but I think about this a lot. Look at the nature of our planet. The coyote eats the rabbit. The coyote doesn't eat the rabbit and have to like think about it and regret it or feel any guilt. It's going to do it again tomorrow. You know, the hawk eats the snake, and the snake eats the frog, and everybody just is ruthless. And some are winners and some are losers. The lion wins when it kills the antelope, and the antelope loses. That's the nature of the planet. So why would humans be exempt from that?
No matter how much you polish humans up, put nice shirts on, comb their hair, they still work in those ways.
I just think it's the nature of our planet. You know, there are people who are going to thrive, and their kids will go to college, and they'll have great jobs and they'll great opportunities, and they'll live great lives. And there are others that'll suffer and never have those chances. I mean, you want everyone to win. Every kid that competes in the swim meet to get a trophy.
Well, that's what happened with the millennials, and now look what we got.
Yeah. So it's an ugly truth, but the truth is some people win and some lose.
What keeps you positive? Because you have a pretty upbeat, positive energy, Mark.
You got to be positive.
I mean, I'm eternally hopeful.
How are the cops down here?
The cops are great to me. I love the cops, but I'm sure there's other people that don't. But the cops tend to let people just do whatever they want. You'll see people smoking on a smoking their pookie pipe, which is crystal meth or crack, or
right.
With a needle.
Right.
And the cops roll by. They know what's going on. They're not looking to arrest anybody. As long as everyone's self-contained down here, they're fine with it. And this is the police station right here. This is the Skid Row police station, and here's drug addicts right here, right across the street.
They're doing drugs right here.
They're doing them right here, yeah. And they don't have to hide from it. They'll do it right open in public.
You can't blame the cops either, right? What are they going to do?
No. The cops are just trying to do what they can. The jails are all full up anyway, but you're going to put more people in there, and now that you have COVID, made the whole problem so difficult for everyone.
All right, guys, so a little peek into a world perhaps you don't know. That's what I always try to do in these videos, is get you into a frame of mind, a way of seeing things, and perhaps a different way of looking at the world. Mark, thank you.
Peter, you do a great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
You do an awesome job.
Thank you. You do an amazing job. Check out Mark's channel, Soft White Underbelly. I'll leave the links below. He has an amazing ability.
Peter's the only channel on YouTube that I watch.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Amazing way to look into the human condition. His cinematography, his questions, all his...
Don't film that way,
Okay, don't film that way.
Yeah.
All his skills...
There's a protocol here.
...are unbelievable. So it got a little hot in here, guys. We actually have to leave right now. It says C-note, right? We got to go? Yeah. All right.
I wonder why.
The natives get hostile.
The natives are getting hostile. We got to run. Thanks for coming along. Until the next one.
Jeez, yeah. So that's eye-opening, guys. That's the part of America that they don't show you. They try to hide it. They try to sweep it under the rug. Very many thanks and appreciation for you guys watching. Thanks to Mavadello for the priority request. If you guys want to make your own priority request, links down below. If you want to hit like, hit subscribe, drop a comment, that is very well appreciated. And I really don't have a whole lot to say about that video other than it's sad. Keep your head up, stay positive. Things will get better if you're in that situation. And yeah, you guys have a super fun, awesome day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, bye.